Hey, this is Cole from the Coach and Cole Show, and you're listening to Questions for Cole. It's a segment of our show where Coach asks me 5 random questions, and I have no prior knowledge of any of these questions, just answer them right off the top of my head. And you can listen to us live on Blog Talk Radio, and you can find us on iTunes and TuneIn. Enjoy.
Questions for Cole. Questions for Cole. Questions for Cole.
Can't wait.
February 24th. We're winding down the Coach and Cole Show on Blog Talk Radio here, folks. And we're going to go into kind of a cool segment that we are doing now to close out every show. And that is Questions for Cole. And so, Cole, we're going to ask you 5 questions. And these are unbeknownst to him. He doesn't know these questions are coming. For the most part, they'll be strictly towards sports, but they may not always be about sports. They could be about just about anything. And so, Cole, the first question for you is, and first, I don't know if you've seen this story. It's kind of recent here, but Golden State Warriors executives have reached out to TNT television about Shaquille O'Neal's segment on the show and the fact that he has been, quote-unquote, targeting Golden State Warriors center JaVale McGee for quite a while now on this segment of the show, and it's kind of a gag segment where he uses bloopers or bad plays and highlights them, and he uses JaVale McGee in that segment quite a bit. Have you seen anything on this?
I have.
Okay. So the question is
for the show. Okay.
Yeah, Cole. So the question is on this whole deal, is Shaq out of line, or are the Golden State Warriors kind of, I mean, who's out of line here? Is it Shaq, or is it the Golden State Warriors?
I'd have to go with the Warriors. It just makes sense for their team. Their whole team is soft. They can't close out the series because they're soft. Steph Curry apparently doesn't care about charity. At the All-Star game, he had some chances to hit a half-court shot to put $500,000 in a charitable fund for the Sager Fund, and he's against that apparently because he couldn't make one. This is just another dot on the list of soft things that the Warriors put out there. Him and JaVale McGee and Shaq were actually tweeting back and forth about how they're gonna fight or some shit. I would love to see that because I think JaVale McGee would do it because he's that big of a nut, and then Shaq would just do it just because, I mean, he can't let stuff go. So Warriors, they're soft, and why you need your owners to go to TNT and say, hey, can you stop making fun of JaVale McGee when he screws up, because he screws up a lot. So maybe not do that. It's hurting his feelings.
Yeah, I don't know if this was something they did on their own. It might have been. So yeah, interesting to see where it goes from there. Okay, so in the interest of the fact that we just talked about the Oscars on the Coach and Cole Show, a little bit of a movie question for you. 2 James Cameron films. What's better, Avatar or Aliens?
Well, I saw Avatar in theaters, 3D when it came out, and I thought I was pretty sure that it was the best movie I've ever seen in my life.
Absolutely.
And then I bought the DVD and I watched it on my laptop just later in life, and I said, this movie sucks, and actually threw my laptop out my window. It is the highest, I think at some point, or it might still be the highest grossing movie of all time.
I saw it 3 times in theaters. I loved it.
It was so good in theaters. Aliens? I mean, I think for the meme factor, it's up there. Because you still have that meme of Sigourney Weaver all sweaty and crying and shit, and then the aliens, about to, look like it's about to eat her face. That's always a good picture to put out there on the internet. I'm going to have to go Avatar just because the factor that when I watched it, it was just so good in theaters. I'm going to go with Avatar. It's probably
All right.
Aliens, but I'm
All
going to go Avatar.
I go Avatar too. Okay, third question. Pittsburgh running back Le'Veon Bell's rap album debuts or drops tomorrow. Are you going to listen to it?
Absolutely not. I did. I don't know if you call it downloading. It's on Apple Music, but I just put Future's new album in my library. And I know you're not a big fan of Future, and I'm not the biggest fan of Future either. But this album is amazing, and he doesn't mumble as much as he normally does, and he's not very repetitive. You should check it out. Check it out. Apple Music or other stuff that. I'm not making a joke. What is that for?
That's kind of a joke because I'm not checking out his album.
Whatever, man.
All right, I might check it out, but you're right.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of Future. Number 4, Dennis Schroeder, or Schroeder, however you'd like to pronounce it, was suspended 1 game because he missed team report. He was stuck in Germany with problems with his new visa. Was it out of line for Atlanta to suspend him?
I don't think so. I mean, it depends on what the whole visa thing was. If it's because, well, he's not on one of the banned lists, so he should already have that shit figured out. So yeah, 1 game suspension is good.
Well, yeah,
because you should already have that stuff figured out. It's not you're not going from one of the countries that's banned by the U.S. because we like to ban countries from coming into the U.S. because that's a thing.
Yeah, well, you can't let that slide because if another guy is gone for some reason and my flight was delayed or whatever, then you got excuses. So it's got to be the same for everyone.
Yeah.
So even though it may seem a little harsh, I think it's the right move. Okay, number 5 and the final question for Cole this evening. Gonzaga, NCAA basketball, men's basketball, is number 1 in the country. They're undefeated. Are they the real deal, or are they a result of their cupcake schedule?
Well, I'll tell you that they're going to get bounced in the Sweet 16. So take that as you will. They play a bunch of high school teams in high schools, so good for them for beating them. They do this every year. Gonzaga's for real, blah, 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 because they only lost 5 games this year. They only lost 2 games this year, or now they're undefeated. They're for real. Oh, man, they didn't make it far in the NCAA tournament because they actually had to play someone. Look at that.
Would you just look at it?
Would you just look at it?
Well, hey, that was the 5 questions for Cole. We've got about 4 minutes left. We're wrapping up the show. Blog Talk Radio, we're live. Coach and Cole Show.